Freight bids. Shippers seem to rely on them more and more, and carriers seem to complain about them more and more, particularly when they are used as a way to drive down freight rates. But rather than wishing for RFPs to simply go away, a more realistic approach for both carriers and shippers is to work towards creating a better bid process. To that end, we assembled a panel of leading shippers and carriers at our recent Surface Transportation Summit and dug deep into the subject of RFPs. Over the next few weeks, we'll be bringing you highlights of the discussion, sponsored by Shaw Tracking. We start with Grace Thomason, Manager, North America Transportation Sourcing, McCormick & Company, the largest spice company in the world, and Mike Owens, Vice President of Physical Logistics for Nestle Canada Limited. They'll share their objectives during the RFP process.
Transportation function has become and has obtained a lot more visibility over the last several years, I would say, probably from the fact that it is quite a large expense spend, the economy, and also the fuel challenges that we have experienced, the fluctuations. Definitely transportation has become more of a visible function within our organization. So in '07, we went through a major RFP, and basically our objective with that RFP was we had, for the company that we are the size, we are a mid-sized company, we're not small, we're not large, but we had well over 100 carriers that we were doing business with. We really felt that was way too many carriers to manage. And we wanted to basically, from that RFP, is streamline, rationalize our carrier base, reduce that carrier base drastically to more of a manageable type of a relationship. And I stress relationship because that is something that I have been stressing since I've taken on the role of transportation procurement. The relationship is a both-way relationship, the shipper and the carrier. Through that RFP, that objective was met. 100 plus carriers. We selected top 20, about 20 that we were doing business with. And ever since then, our approach, I would say, from an RFP standpoint, is more or less informal. Our contracts are every 2 years, so we sign pricing agreements every 2 years. We are going to be looking at the entire portfolio once again. And that is more or less one, as a shipper, our network has changed. We acquired companies over the years, we opened up new facilities, we restructured, reorganized, and we really want to make sure that we have the right mix of carriers in place to support our growth initiatives.
Thomason stressed her company's bid process is based on more than price.
And we do not always award business based on price, because there are some critical customers that service simply cannot be compromised.
Longtime shipping industry veteran Mike Owens acknowledged price is an important consideration, to a point.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're looking for price is one. It's up there. There certainly is, to make sure that the economic environment hasn't changed and we are, I'll say competitively priced. But in none of our RFPs will I accept a reduction in service levels. We're in a business in the food industry where we are fined heavily for breathing. Okay, we go into our accounts if we're late for a delivery, if we have a case fill where we didn't fulfill the order fully, we get thousands and thousands of dollars of fines. So for me to go in and nickel and dime over a rate is wrong-minded. So service level is extremely important, and that is discussed very clearly up front. The other thing that we're looking at is sustainability. As we're an international company, and we sell, to give you a sense of the size of this company, $100 billion last year in sales for Nestle globally, $2.5 billion in Canada. So when you start looking at that, our carbon footprint is massive, and we have a strong mandate to reduce that. I think it's 15% at this point. Some other companies have stronger mandates. So we've actually been one of the pioneers for the SMART program in Canada.
Owens also mentioned ethical sourcing is a key consideration.
So when we do get down to an RFP and we do change, if we change, we also give you a slug of documents that you're expected to abide by, from your ethical sourcing to safety, health and safety, training programs and such. So It's price is certainly there. Service is very, very high on our list. We look for nationally across all our business 500,000 deliveries a year, 95% on time. Okay, that's what we've been hitting in the past 3 years. So it's a critical component to our business.
Tune in to our next episode as carriers speak candidly about the issues they have with the RFP process.